The War of the Realms issue 6 sees Thor continue his time in the sun, trying to retrieve the last part of Mjolnir, but he lets the sun take it, swallowing it as a great wind begins tearing the sun apart. Amidst the explosion, Thor unlocks the answer he has been seeking: how to win the War of the Realms. Eons from now, Thor's grandchildren read the story of the War of the Realms as the Fantastic Four from the present arrive, looking for Thor. The All-Father Thor arrives, knowing that he has awaited this day for millennia, but he is ready for war now. In the present, the sun-ravaged Thor meets with the All-Father Thor and the younger Thor, calling the war unwinnable. The fires of Yggdrasil have given him an answer, since if only Thor can save the day, they simply just need more Thors. All-Father Thor knows it worked once with the God Butcher, before noting the years have not been kind to Thor. Thor, god of Vikings, is eager to get to the fight, and Thor says that there is a power in their trinity, and they will need it to fight, hammer or no hammer. Soon Jane Foster's Thor arrives, and Thor wonders how exactly that is possible, learning that she is wielding the hammer of the War Thor, and they need to hurry as the hammer feels like it's tearing itself apart and won't be much use very soon. Thors all take off in a storm of the ages, as in New York City, the Avengers battle Laufey and the Frost Giants. Queen Cinder is defeated by Captain Marvel as the Avengers confront Laufey, who has the casket of Ancient Winters in his possession, saying the one good thing Loki did was give it to him before he ate him. Laufey swallows the casket, unleashing the winds of winter on the city, leaving only Daredevil left standing, who rushes the giant with Heimdall's sword. In Stonehenge, Malekith has bonded with the Venom symbiote as he hears that Thor is coming for him. He gloats over Odin and Freya, saying that the War of the Realms has been a grisly beauty, but killing Thor in front of his parents will be his real bloody masterpiece. As he readies his children for Thor's imminent arrival, Odin tells his wife to pray to Thor, but something tells him he won't hear over the sound of his thunder. The Thors arrive, but it doesn't faze Malekith that there are multiple of him, thanks to the symbiote creating him the Venom Blade and giving him a set of armor. He orders Thor's parents to be killed, so the Thors split up, looking to rescue his parents, take on the Dark Elves' armies, and Thor himself takes on Malekith alone. Daredevil Mimir fights Laufey, using his sword like his batons, getting the giant to swallow the sword whole. The Frost Giant King tires of Daredevil's attacks, unleashing the Ancient Winters as another storm that of fire and thunder comes crashing down towards Earth. The Thors fight off Malekith's forces as Thor himself fights the Dark Elf one-on-one, and Malekith jokes about the time he took Thor's arm off with his own axe. He takes Thor's new hammer, infecting it with the symbiote and using it against him, but Thor is saved by Jane. Thor begins punching the symbiote-infected hammer, surprising Malekith that he would do such a thing, but Thor says that he will do anything while in his berserker madness. The All-Father Thor tells him to continue, but Malekith doesn't think some lightning or fists will stop him, the greatest sorcerer of all time. Soon Malekith manages to take over in the fight, saying Thor is nothing but fists and bad weather, and hopes that one of the other Thors will give him more of a challenge. Thor powers up, saying that he won't need his fists and all he needs to defeat Malekith is good hard rain. The fire and thunderstorm falls to Earth, and Screwbeard and the Light Elves know that something is about to be born. The storm reaches Thor and Malekith, whose symbiote is affected by the fire and tries to free itself from him. The storm slams into the earth, revealing itself to be Mjolnir, recreated from the fires within the sun. The other Thors wonder why the All-Father Thor didn't just give him that hammer, but the All-Father says that it wasn't the hammer that was missing. Malekith knows that Thor can't pick up that hammer since he's not worthy, but Thor approaches the hammer, casually picking it up, saying that it's only the struggle that counts, and knowing Gorr was right is what makes him strong, and it's not hammers or thunder or fists that make him. Thor, god of the unworthy, slams the hammer into Malekith's face, planning on ending the war right then and there. Jaime's happy that Thor learned his lesson about the hammers and notes her hammer is almost finished, ready for one last throw. She knows exactly where to put it as Laufey continues to vomit up the Ancient Winters, so Jane throws the hammer at him, carving out part of his face. Suddenly his stomach is cut open and he is killed as Loki emerges with the casket and Heimdall's sword. Malekith meanwhile has his arm cut off by the young Thor as the Odinson family surround him, telling him he is beaten. The villain sees there is no end to the war, since there must always be a war. His armies begin turning on him, and his war dogs attack him, ripping him literally limb from limb. In the aftermath, the heroes regroup, and Wolverine tries to buy Frank a beer, but the Punisher's work isn't done yet. The Venom symbiote meanwhile is healed thanks to the magics of Malekith and escapes from Stonehenge, knowing it has to be ready for the coming carnage. Jane's War Thor hammer disintegrates, and the pieces hit her, morphing into a bracer on her arm. Peace finally begins to spread across the realms, and life begins to return to all 10 realms as Odin talks with his son, congratulating him on his feats. Odin says that Thor may now call him his loyal subject as he bows before his son, calling him the All-Father of Asgard, savior of the realms. The War of the Realms issue 6 was an utterly satisfying final issue in this event that isn't just a final issue in a summer event, but it's kind of like a cap-off to Jason Aaron's absolutely stellar and impressive 5-year run on the character of Thor. Seriously, what Aaron built over those years with the God Butcher and Jane Foster's Thor and All-Father Thor and everything in between was simply a masterclass in long-form writing, and it will be seen as a instant classic in a few years if it's not already. The ending to this event was absolutely everything I wanted it to be, and I'm looking forward to Aaron exploring this new world with Thor as All-Father with his hammer back and what challenges he will present to the god of the unworthy now. I'm going to give this issue a 10 out of 10. Hey everyone, thanks for watching my newest video. If you enjoyed it, you might also like to check out my other reviews here on my channel. You can also follow me on various social media platforms like Twitter by searching Matt_FOS, or even join the Comic Multiverse Discord server and chat with other comic book fans, including myself and Joel from Cape Joel. Want cheap comics and trades? Head over to the Book Depository with the link in the description to get the cheapest trades and comics around, along with free shipping anywhere in the world. Until next time, this has been Matt of the Fortress of Solitude. Thank you so much for watching.